Hole 1 is a 485-yard par 4 that plays just over par. This isn't a scoring hole, it's about controlling the start to your round. Off the tee, this is a small dogleg right with a defined landing area. A fairway bunker runs down the right side from 290 to 340 yards. This fairway bunker narrows the landing zone to just 25 yards wide. The smart play is to favor the left side of the fairway, taking that bunker completely out of play. From the fairway, the shot is playing slightly downhill into the green. From the right side, players can use the slope and run the ball onto the surface, while from the left, it becomes more of a carry. This is where positioning off the tee really pays off. The green sits slightly elevated and is protected by a bunker on the front left side. It subtly feeds from right to left. Shots landing on the right side will work towards the middle, but anything left brings that bunker and a tougher up and down into play. The key here is staying below the hole and leaving an uphill look. This is a classic opening hole. Position first, take your par, and then move on. Hole 2 is a 459-yard par 4 that plays just over par. This is not a scoring opportunity. There is a creek in play along the right side. Off the tee, this is a straightaway par 4 with a clearly defined landing area. The fairway is about 40 yards wide, but a small creek runs down the entire right side with trees tightening that line even further. The smart play is to favor the left side of the fairway, taking the creek and tree line out of play. From the fairway, you're left with a mid to short iron into the green, and once again, the angle matters. From the left side, there is a cleaner look into the green, while from the right, the angle becomes more difficult with the hazard still in play. This is another hole where positioning off the tee really pays off. The green is protected by bunkers on the front right and middle left. It features a false front that rejects anything short. The green also feeds off to the right side, so shots landing there can quickly run away from the target towards the hazard. Miss into the bunkers or the wrong side, and saving par becomes much more difficult. The key here is controlling your distance and favoring the center of the green. This is a control hole early in the round. Hole 3 is a 392-yard par 4 that plays just over par. This is one of the first real scoring opportunities, but only if it's played correctly. Off the tee, this is a short par 4 with a defined landing area. The fairway runs out at about 290 yards, and the landing zone is roughly 40 yards wide. A creek sits in play for anything that leaks too far left. The smart play is to hit less than driver and position the ball short of that run-out area. From the fairway, you're left with a short iron into the green, but this is where the hole becomes demanding. The approach is played over water to a narrow target, so distance control and commitment are critical. The green is narrow and slopes from back to front, creating a natural backstop for shots played past the hole. But anything short brings the pond directly into play. Two bunkers sit long, ready to capture shots that are overhit. Missing short is the bigger mistake. The key here is committing to your number and favoring the middle of the green. This is a scoring opportunity. Play it smart and give yourself a look at birdie. Hole 4 is a 212-yard par 3 that plays slightly over par. This is a pure execution hole. Off the tee, this is a long par 3 to a narrow target. The green is just 15 yards wide and 50 yards deep, which allows for a variety of pin positions to challenge distance control. Club selection is critical here, as players will be hitting anything from a mid to long iron depending on the setup. There's very little margin for error, so committing to the right number is everything. The green is protected by 4 bunkers, 2 on the left and 2 on the right, so missing offline quickly turns into a difficult up and down. The green also slopes from back to front, with a subtle backstop on the rear right side. The key here is controlling your distance and aiming for the center of the green. This is a hole where par is a good score. Hit the green and move on. Hole 5 is a 531-yard par 5 that plays slightly under par. This is one of the key scoring opportunities on the course, but only if it's played correctly. Off the tee, this is a right-to-left dogleg that tightens quickly. Trees pinch the landing area down to just 20 yards, and the fairway runs out at 300 yards with a creek crossing at 305 yards. The smart play is to position your tee shot short of that pinch point and give yourself options for the second shot. For longer hitters, there is an aggressive line, trying to carry the trees at around 315 yards. But anything that leaks right can find the creek that splits the fairway. If players have an opening at the pinch point, they can reach the green in 2. If they are blocked off, the second shot is dictated by their position. Lay up down the left side, and they're left with a longer approach over water. If they can go up the right side, they can create a better angle for a short pitch into the green. This is where the strategy off the tee directly impacts the scoring opportunity. The green slopes from right to left, with water in play along the left and front left side. It's also surrounded by 3 bunkers ready to catch anything that misses long or offline. For players going for the green in 2, it's a risk-reward decision with very little margin for error. This is a true scoring hole, but only if you stay in control. Hole 6 is a 458-yard par 4 that plays just over par. This is a control hole where the tee shot sets everything up. Off the tee, the landing area is narrow and is framed by bunkers on both sides. The fairway is just 25 yards wide, with a bunker on the left starting at 275 yards and another on the right starting at 300 yards. The ideal play is to aim at the left bunker and shape a left to right shot back into the fairway. That line avoids the right bunker and gives the best angle into the green. From the fairway, the approach is played over water, adding immediate pressure to the second shot. This is another hole where positioning off the tee really pays off. The green is protected by a bunker on the front left and slopes from back to front with a raised section in the middle. Back pin locations will be especially demanding as anything short or slightly left can release back towards the water. The key here is controlling distance and favoring the center of the green. This is not a hole to attack. Find the fairway, hit the green, and walk away with par.